Dr. Seuss once said, sometimes the questions are complicated, but the answers are simple. And that's the exact case for this speech. I'd like to clear a few things up. First, by reading the resolution, because when in doubt, reread the resolution. And the resolution says debate by its very nature teaches unethical practices. Now, I think we've debated quite well if debate by its very nature is unethical, but we haven't really been able to discuss debate by its very nature teaches unethical practices. I think this is where the miscommunication between the opposition and the government came forth, because so far the arguments presented by the opposition has been that debate is not by its very nature unethical, which my partner and I agree. But debate by its very nature, when removed from all other organizations, rules, and regulations without ethical practices that we are taught, teaches unethical practices. It needs guidance in order to teach ethical practices. So I'm going to be quickly responding to my opponent's points. He first said that debate is not, better to debate and not settle than to not debate and then settle. I would like to agree, but yes, this is true, but with practices or with regulations or rules on top of it. This is the idea of a debate. This is an ethical idea of saying this is what debate should be. This is what the goal of debate should be. Debate by itself, when used, is just a tool. A wrench is just a wrench unless you use it to screw in the thing. But it's what we're talking about is debate by itself without any teaching, without your coaching, without your balance. What is debate? Does it teach unethical practices? And he responded to the winning and saying that debate shouldn't be about winning, and I agree. But debate is about winning without coaching and regulation, which is why Stoa presented the rules and set forth the ideas that my opponents brought up. And I'd also like to point out that he talked about how it was important not to have just one organization. And my sister's point about how in the college that you have different regulations for parliamentary debate, there are different types of rules and regulations based off of what is seen as ethical or unethical. When we look at debate by itself, we have to teach when we put in people for debate and they debate without any guidance, what happens? Generally what happens, as I'm sure if you've seen, if you've watched debate over the years, kids or adults on internet or on siblings get in fights wanting to be heard and wanting to win the argument. That by itself, removed from all other guidance, that is what debate teaches. That's why guidance is so necessary to debate, and that's why Stoa presented the goals it presented. Now going on to, he's talked about Stoa in the Greek, and I'd like to point out is that he was talking about how that is the perfect debate. And I agree, that's a pretty good idea of debate, what debate should be, but we're not talking about what debate should be or the ideal of debate. We're talking about what is debate removed from all other regulations, and I'd also like to say that this is personal form. In response to this idea and the character, he talked about how I was the character of the debater. Well, I promise you, I know I was. When I first began, I wanted to go in and I wanted to be right and I wanted to win, not necessarily win the ballot to win the trophy, but just I wanted to be right. I mean, as we all just want to be right. And that's the point in the debate without guidance. It was through the guidance of many coaches that have taught me the importance of coaching and the importance of teaching our young students on how to debate properly and see the goals besides winning. Because that is what debate becomes when it has guidance. It becomes ethical with guidance. So my voting issue today is that of organized debate versus unorganized. Organized debate versus unorganized. Unorganized debate is debate by its very nature, what it teaches when it's alone and without rules and regulations. While organized debate is the debate we have in this room, a very well presented argument from both opposition and government teams because of the guidance of our ballots, of the guidance of our teachers and our coaches and our parents. All of these things in the Stoa rules have taught us what the true meaning of debate, or what the true meaning of debate should be. But it doesn't, but it removed from all of that, you can see how messy debate can be with the emotions of heightened in children, in internet, in debate rounds without guidance can become wild. Thank you.